What if I told you the single biggest threat to your multi-million-dollar terminal operations this summer isn't a massive weather system? And, believe it or not, it's not the airlines either. It's actually the compounding physical exhaustion of a single baggage handler out on your ramp. Welcome to a special investigative report from the Human Error News Network. I'm your host, and this is an exclusive briefing designed specifically for you, the Airport Operations Director. Our mission today is simple. We're going to learn exactly how to detect, prevent, and correct human error before it brings your entire tarmac to a grinding halt. Let's get into it. So I want you to stop and just think about this fast-approaching peak summer demand for a second. You are staring right down the barrel of human error causing a devastating chain reaction of delays. As an operations director, you really need to evaluate your capital allocation right now. Ask yourself, honestly, is your baggage system breathing or is it silently choking on the volume? Okay. Let's look at the reality here. Relying on manual sorting and the inevitable human fatigue that comes with it can choke your operational efficiency by up to 38%. I mean, that is a massive loss of throughput. And this data basically forces you to decide right now whether you're going to pour your budget into these huge multi-year IT overhauls or if you're just going to buy more traditional conveyor belts to try and stop the bleeding. But what if neither of those traditional routes is actually the right answer? Let's move into part one, the hidden capacity killer, because to find the real answer, we have to look at the root cause. Look, as a collective aviation community, we know this pain all too well. The recent data shows that because of postponed capital investments, turnarounds are frequently scheduled with absolute skeleton crews. And when you're running on minimum personnel, literally any slight human error, a misread tag, a dropped bag, just extreme fatigue in the sorting room, it breaks the fragile rhythm of the entire airport. This directly leads to escalating equipment damage and operational disruptions several times a week. It's a domino effect. Which brings us to part two, software brains, steel muscle. So how do we actually fix this together? As your investigative consultant, I've spent time analyzing the latest operational data across the industry, and I'm going to show you a completely new way to allocate your capital. We have incredible data available to us now, but here is the wake-up call. It is time for a sudden shift. We have to bridge the gap between the brilliant software predicting these delays and the cold, hard steel required to move the actual bags. Because really, what good is predicting the future if your conveyor belt is stuck in the past? Having a smart algorithm means absolutely nothing if your physical infrastructure just can't handle the physical surge. So let's break down this executive summary. You essentially have two halves of the ultimate resilience strategy. On one side, you need machine learning models for long-term innovation. Specifically, proactive scheduling that anticipates delays before they even happen. But on the other side, you desperately need modular infrastructure for immediate short-term reliability. That fast-tracked physical deployment is what instantly absorbs peak baggage throughput. Data insights have to complement physical upgrades. All right, part three, predicting the next disruption. Let's see how this proactive intelligence builds our software brain to conquer human error. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Notice how advanced machine learning, specifically these random forest and gradient boosting algorithms, can clearly isolate your true delay predictors. By feeding historical weather, flight, and baggage data into these models, the software calculates the exact likelihood of a delay and how long it's going to last. It completely removes human guesswork from your scheduling operations. And pulling from those models, we see the top variables. Your historical route delay rates sit at 85. Airline delay rates at 70, and peak summer seasonality at 60. These are your absolute highest risk factors. By knowing this, your software allows you to proactively schedule extra baggage handling teams and activate reserve systems long before the chaos actually hits. You're no longer reacting to an exhausted crew, right? You are preventing the exhaustion entirely. Moving on to part four, the 30-day hardware fix. Because we've predicted the disruption. Sure, but predicting a tidal wave doesn't help if you don't have the seawall to stop it. This is where we pivot from the software brain back to the steel muscle. And honestly, I highly suggest you rethink your current vendor procurement contracts today, based on what we're about to cover. Listen to this mindset shift from BeltCon's managing director. We are building a company culture where customer timelines define our internal rhythm. That highlights a massive shift in procurement priorities. The industry is moving away from bloated, multi-year legacy contracts that keep you locked into rigid systems and moving toward hyper-agile manufacturing. You no longer have to wait 3 years for a terminal upgrade. Together, we can utilize fast-track modular equipment installations. The process is incredibly straightforward. You identify the critical capacity bottlenecks, you deploy modular baggage infrastructure, and you complete the terminal integration in under 30 days. This meets your immediate capacity needs and eliminates the human error caused by overflowing legacy belts, all without causing a single operational disruption to your daily flights. So the absolutely crucial point here is balancing your long-term software innovation with the immediate short-term hardware reliability of modular infrastructure. While legacy integrations are causing high disruption and locking you into these rigid fixed capacities, modular deployments are executing in under a month. They adapt to your immediate demand with zero impact on flights. It is a literal game changer for capital allocation. Finally, part 5, your resilience roadmap. You have the intelligence, you have the strategy, now it's time to take action. I want you to take this actionable roadmap directly to your capital allocation board. By following this phased integration timeline, you can transform your operations in just half a year. Days 1 to 30, fast-track the deployment of the modular baggage systems. Months 2 to 3, integrate IoT and RFID trackers to cut down on missorting. And then months 4 to 6, launch the Random Forest predictive scheduling software. You are taking your greatest vulnerability, human error, and turning it into your absolute greatest competitive advantage. The blueprint to detect, prevent, and correct human error is right here in your hands. You know exactly how to pair predictive data with rapid modular infrastructure. But the clock is ticking on your next peak season, and right now, somewhere out on your tarmac, a tired baggage handler is being pushed to the brink. This has been a special investigative report from the Human Error News Network. The only question left is, what happens when that handler finally drops the bag?